in the heart of the endless desert, where the wind sings through dunes like ancient ghosts. A young nomad named Zafar discovers a fragment of glass buried in the sand smooth, glowing faintly with an inner light. The elders of his tribe, their faces maps of sun and time, speak of it in hushed, fearful tones. They call it cursed. A relic from the fallen Kingdom of Nur, a civilization said to have vanished in a single cataclysmic night when the very stars fell from the sky, scorching the earth and swallowing a golden age. The fragment, they warn, is a shard of that sorrow, a tear of a forgotten goddess that brings only ruin. Yet as Zafar holds the glass, its gentle warmth pulsing against his palm like a living heart, he feels not a curse, but a profound, undeniable pull he cannot explain, a silent song that resonates deep within his soul, a melody of belonging he has unknowingly yearned for his entire life. Dismissing the grim warnings as superstition, Zafar becomes obsessed with the artifact. By the flickering firelight of the camp, he studies its ethereal glow, which seems to brighten under the gaze of certain constellations. In his dreams, the world dissolves into shimmering mirages, and from Tem visions arise with startling clarity. He sees a woman in silver veils, her eyes holding the depth of a twilight sky, her form both regal and sorrowful. She stands atop a magnificent ziggurat of white stone, beckoning to him from a city of impossible beauty. Her voice, though silent, echoes in his mind, a haunting echo of forgotten prayers and words of power, spoken in a language his tongue has never formed, but his heart instantly recognizes. He begins to see the path laid out not on the shifting sands, but in the celestial tapestry above. He must follow the stars, letting their silent guidance lead him across the treacherous, sun-bleached expanse, toward the ghost of a destination, guided by the celestial map only he can perceive, and the persistent visions of the veiled woman. Zafar embarks on a solitary pilgrimage. He leaves behind the familiar rhythms of his nomadic family, trading the comfort of the known for the terrifying promise of the unknown. His journey is an ordeal that tests the limits of his endurance. Days are a furnace, the sun a relentless eye in a sapphire sky. Nights bring a deceptive chill, the desert transforming into a realm of shadows and whispers. He crosses vast, flat salt pans that crackle under his feet like shattered bone and navigates labyrinthine canyons carved by primordial floods. The desert is not empty. It is alive with illusions and dangers. He is stalked by phantom hyenas with eyes of cold fire and tempted by oases that vanish into haze upon his approach. Yet, with every hardship, the connection to the glass fragment deepens. It becomes his compass, its light flaring to guide him when he falters. Its visions growing more vivid, more urgent, urging him onward toward ruin swallowed by time. After weeks that feel like an eternity, he arrives at a place where the dunes give way to a vast, sunken crater. There, half-freed and reclaimed by the desert, lie the skeletal remains of a once great city. Towers that once kissed the heavens are now broken teeth gnashing at the sky. Grand archways, choked with sand, led to plazas where silence reigns supreme. This is what remains of Nur. With a sense of reverence and trepidation, Zafar walks through the desolate streets, his footsteps the first to disturb the dust of a millennium. He touches weathered frescoes depicting a people who revered the cosmos, who built their society in alignment with the orbital dance of planets and the eternal wisdom of the stars. What he finds is not gold, nor glory, nor the jeweled treasures whispered of in campfire tales. He finds a library carved into the heart of a mountain, its stone shelves holding not scrolls, but crystalline data slabs that hum with dormant energy. Activating one with his glass fragment, he unleashes a cascade of light and sound, a torrent of holographic history that floods the chamber in his mind. He learns the truth. The people of Nur were not just stargazers. They were cosmic gardeners, custodians of an ancient energy that bound their world to the heavens. The falling stars were not a natural disaster, but an invasion, a celestial armada of shadow entities drawn to their power. The Kingdom of Nur did not vanish. Its people sacrificed themselves in a final desperate ritual, transforming their life force into a protective shield that repelled the invaders, but at the cost of erasing their physical existence and crystallizing their history into the very sand and stone. The woman in his visions was the last queen, who, before her final act, imbued her own lineage with a spark of their kingdom's essence, a genetic key that would one day unlock their story and their power. Zafir is not just a descendant, he is the culmination of that desperate hope. The truth settles upon him with the weight of ages. His blood carries the last spark of a kingdom erased from history, a dormant flame waiting for the right moment to be As this monumental revelation solidifies within him, a change begins. The glass fragment in his hand dissolves into pure light, merging with his body, awakening the power that has lain dormant in his veins for 1,000 years. His eyes begin to glow with the same inner light as the artifact, and the ancient prayers from his visions now form on his lips, the language of Nur flowing from him as if he has spoken it his entire life. Outside the mountain library, the desert itself responds to his awakening. The wind rises from a whisper to a roar, a furious cyclone of sand and memory. The dunes begin to shift and writhe, not with the aimless whims of nature, but with purpose, with intelligence. The desert remembers. From beneath the suffocating sands, the white towers of Nur begin to rise, shimmering with renewed light as the kingdom's dormant energy answers the call of its rightful heir. The Kingdom of Nur stirs once more, and with it, a destiny that has waited 1,000 years to awaken. Zafir, the last son of a forgotten people, stands at the heart of the storm, no longer a simple nomad, but the catalyst for a rebirth that will reshape the world.